blockage, right? So travel management is the process of planning, booking, and overseeing travel activities. It ensures seamless coordination of transportation, accommodation, schedules, and documentation. For a virtual assistant, it helps clients save time, reduce costs, and avoid travel disruptions. So in the course of this class, I am going to show you a sample of what a travel schedule or itinerary, a travel itinerary for a client should look like, and um, the different tools you can use to create this. So moving on, we have why it matters for VA. Oh, what is it hanging? So why it matters for VAs? Number one, it ensures clients move efficiently and confidently. Now, say your client is a very, or say you're working with a business partner and they've had several meetings from previous days, right? They've had to attend several meetings, do a lot of planning, speak with potential investors and lots more. And they need to attend an event where they are a speaker or a guest speaker for a very important event. Now, let's look at this in a criteria where, on a personal level, let's leave clients, let's relate it to real life activities. So, if on a normal day, as a person, you're living in the house with your father, your mother, your siblings, and everything, and everybody has their designated duty. But as somebody who is you know that to ease up this person's burden, but let's put it in a way that right now you're not even being paid for it, right? And you have to, like, it's still your responsibility to assist this person to take off some tasks. So if you come in and you see that this person has been struggling all day, having a very busy day, has a very long day, how would you assist that person? How would you help that person take up their burden? Okay, you remember that, oh, they told you that, oh, I have an event tomorrow that I'm supposed to attend. And you now see that they came back from work very busy and maybe they have not, picked up an outfit, or they have picked up their outfit and their outfit is not even properly ready, it's not ironed or something. What will you do? You assist them iron it, right? Or you assist them put one or two things in order, right? Now, let's look at it at the point of a VA. Your duty is to ensure that your client moves efficiently and confidently, meaning that they are at their location on time, they are where they are supposed to be, maybe 30 minutes before that event starts, or probably even a day to that event, so that there's no, they don't feel disorganized or whatever. Now, number two is helps avoid travel mistakes. That is missed flights, poor accommodation, overspending, and lots more. And the next is build trust and position. Build trust and position the VA as a reliable operations partner. support business continuity by organizing trips that align with clients' goals. So now all of this is why travel management matters for a VA. Now you also have to bear it in mind that it's not every client that you may do travel management for. There are some clients that handle their trips by themselves, right? While there are some that will need you to assist them. Now, before you work on anything, before we even get into this component and everything, before you work on a travel itinerary for a client, I don't know if I have it in this slide, but please take notes. Before you work on a travel itinerary for a client, there are questions you're supposed to ask. Number one is, okay, so number one is, where is your client traveling to? Um, what is the purpose of that trip? Are they going for a family vacation? Are they going for a business trip? Are they um going for a personal vacation or for an event? Lot or whatever they are going for, you need to know. Number two, um what airline do they enjoy using? This is when it comes to flights. Some clients have preferred airlines that they like using, right? Then the next is um location. Who is going to pick them up? Sorry, location. Where is the location they are traveling to? And the next is, when they get to that destination, who is going to pick them up? Are you going to book? Are they going to book an Uber, or are you going to get a personal driver for them? Right. Then the next is accommodation. Do they have preferred hotels that they like staying in? And the if it is an event, the location where that event is it close to, is there any hotel that is close to that area, right? And the next is feeding. Will the accommodation handle feeding for them too, or you need to book a restaurant that will be where your clients will be getting food and the kind of food that they like? The next, and very important, that people don't even always put, is cultures, the culture of that place you are going to. So your client is on a safe space and they don't end up getting into trouble. They need to know that in this place, particular place you're going to, this is their culture, this is how they speak, this is how they welcome visitors. So don't be surprised if you see this, that. Now the next is their visa ready? Is their papers ready? Is it up to date and lots more? So these are the questions you need to ask your clients. I hope you're all following me and I'm not talking to myself. Okay, great. So now we have different components. So for the first one, we have travel planning, your role as a VA. So this is what you're going to do. First of all, I've already explained all of this. First of all, you need to identify the purpose of the travel. Is it business, vacation, meeting, or an event? And the next is gather essential details: destination, travel dates, duration, budget. Budget is very important because with budget, you know the type of flights your client wants and the kind of hotels you recommend for them, and equally their rights to their different locations. Next is prepare a clear itinerary with timing, locations, and activities. Suggest travel options based on cost, safety, and conveniences. So the next is booking and reservation. Now for booking and reservation, booking flights, trains. This is another role of a VE when it comes to travel management. We have booking flights, trains, buses, or other transport options. Selecting accommodations. Do they want a hotel, a service apartment, or a shortlet, or an Airbnb? The next is coordinating rental cars, airport transfers, or local transportation. maintaining all confirmation details in one accessible document or app. This is when you do, this is when you have created the travel itinerary using either Google Sheets, Google Slides, Canva, or Google Docs. It just depends on you and what you want to do for your clients, whichever one is easy for you. The next is expense management, what to monitor. So you monitor travel budgets and spending limits. Okay, please, can we
Hi.
still see my screen? My laptop went off.
No, I can't see your screen.
It's still showing.
Yes,
No,
it
we're
is.
not seeing it again. It's not showing.
I can still see your screen now.
I can see your screen.
I can see
Okay,
your screen too.
I'm not
let
seeing
me
your
s-
screen. I'm
let
not
me
seeing your
switch to
screen.
my phone.
I can't see your screen. No.
Hello, Miss Vicky.
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to switch
I
to my
can't.
phone. Okay, please, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, the next thing is the next important thing under expenses management is receipt and payment confirmation. So you need to show your after making reservations for hotel rooms, Airbnb, shortlet, uh, restaurants or flights and everything. You are supposed to give them the receipt and payment confirmations to them as PDF. They should have that so that they don't get stranded, especially if they're going to a place where that a different country from the country where they are, where communication may be a barrier when you get into the country. You will need to get a new SIM and whatsoever. They should have all of this handy so that they are not stranded. So the next is reimbursement requirements and deadlines. Next thing is company or client travel policy compliance. The goal for this is to prevent unnecessary costs and ensure financial accountability. So this is based on the client you're working for. If the company, if the your client's company has a policy or compliance or whatever rule thing guiding them, you should be aware of that. And you should, if your client has this because they know that maybe when they travel they get to like overspend or something like that, and they need you to enforce this, you enforce it. So you have to remind them that the budget the company is giving us for this trip is so and so amount, and we cannot go beyond this. So the next thing is travel documents. So your travel document is for you to prepare or track. The first is your passport and validity date. So you have to ensure that you ask your clients, is it up to date? Can they share it with you so you know that it is up to date and they don't get stranded? You have to remind them to check. The next is visa application and approvals for countries where you need to get visas before you are able to travel. The next is travel insurance and medical coverage. Most companies have this, most companies do not have it. So you go ahead to ask your clients, do you have travel insurance? If yes, fine. If no, no problem. Entry requirements, vaccination rules, and custom regulations. Now, there are some countries that if you do not have certain vaccinations, like yellow fever, COVID-19, or the rest, if they don't see that you have it, you cannot enter their country. So that's why you need to ask your clients, what country are you traveling to? Then you go and make your research. What are the vaccinations that are required for this country? so that you can tell your clients that, oh, you need a vaccination for so and so um country. You need to get this vaccination so that they can get it before traveling. So the reason for this is to avoid delays, border issues, or denied entries into the country. And the next thing we have is communication and updates. So you need to inform travelers of schedule. So the traveler here is your client. If they're traveling with a team, yes, you need to inform them about the schedules, reminders, and changes. If there's a delay and there's a change in their flights, you need to inform everybody that, oh, there has been a delay and we are changing the flight dates. We're moving it from so and so time to so and so time, maybe to meet up or something came up. You need to be able, this is why from the very first day you were taught communication skills, content writing. One of the reasons is that so that you can communicate with them fluently, back to back, you're talking with them. As a VA, there are some clients that you're working with and they need updates. I have the clients that I work with, and anytime I'm too quiet, he's worried. You enter my DM and be like, Vicky, I've not heard from you. What's the updates? What's happening? Are you chilling? Are you not working? So even the slightest thing, I have to update him. So I now understand that this person likes updates. So I always update this person. So this is where communication comes in. Now provide hotel transport and emergency contact details. Very important. The next is keep clients updated about weather, local rules, or delays. So you have to tell them about the weather. The reason, in fact, let me even ask first. Let me not say the reason. Is what's the reason you think we should tell them about the weather? Anybody, please.
To choose appropriate clothing.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
To choose appropriate clothing
Okay,
that can pack
perfect. So
for
that's
the
exactly so that they can pick the right wears. Another reason is another reason you need to also communicate and ask your clients if they are going for an event is that if it is business, okay, anyways, that's for personal assistants. Personal assistants are the ones that will have to be there with them and pack. But since you're a VA, that is none of their business. But for this particular reason, the reason is for them to be able to pack appropriate outfits. So if the weather is always cold, they should pack sweaters, they should pack thick clothing so that they don't fall, get under the weather, they don't feel sick. So you can see here that under here, its goal is to ensure the traveler is never uninformed or unprepared. Now the next thing is risk management. As a virtual assistant, you have to be proactive, right? I remember recently I was doing a task for my boss and I needed another. He shared a file with me and I was going through the file and we needed access to another file in that file. But now the person who shares the file with me does not even have access to that file. So I was asking for it, and he told me, Vicky, you are not supposed to ask me for this if you know that you have requested and you have not gotten it from me. That means I don't have access to it. So what do you think you should do? And that was when I realized that I messed up. I should have just been proactive and thought of something immediately. So I immediately thought of something and I was able to handle that task. So you need to be a very proactive virtual assistant. So plan for flight cancellations, delays, or disruptions. Track healthy adversaries, protests, or weather alerts. Now, for planning for flight cancellations. So if your client is traveling from, let's say, from Nigeria to Qatar, straight travel, and then there's a little bit of delay, and you realize, and he has to be there that the next day because he has a very important meeting. The proactive thing for you to do, okay, let me ask another question. What's the proactive thing that you think a VA should do in that scenario?
Um, Check out for hotels that are around or within where he could lodge for that time.
No,
Like that.
remember that I said he has to be there the following day or maybe 2 days the following day. So say he's traveling today and he has to be there tomorrow by 3 p.m. latest so that he can meet up the event by 7 p.m. Right? So what do you think should happen? So it is a straight travel, right? I've said it's a straight travel. So what do you think? What should be the proactive thing that he should do as a VA?
Book another flight for him.
Okay, how?
I think that's why it's good to have good relationship with people you've worked with before. In case of emergencies, they can come in to help you. In case of booking an urgent flight, when you have people, they can help you. If not, it will be a heavy load
Okay,
and a challenge to you.
okay, yes, that can work. But I've still not gotten what I want. What if it is a case where there is nobody to help? Like I said, it is a straight
If
travel, right?
where he's traveling to is close and you can use other means of transportation, I believe he can do
If it
that,
is a
except
case where
not by flight.
okay, so if it's a case where your client likes prefers traveling by air.
Please, can you take the question again?
Okay. I said what would be the proactive thing to do if your client's flight gets cancelled or there's a bit of a delay? People have given me very, very nice examples. I still want to hear some things. I agree with using another means of transportation if that is available. I also agree with booking another flight. Personally, I think booking another flight should be the next option. But since it is, like I said, it was a straight travel, say he's moving from Lagos to Qatar, right? And it was supposed to be a straight flight. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do for my clients is we are going to break the flights. So, where is the nearest country what's the country that is close to Qatar now from Nigeria? It's going to be a two-way trip now instead of a one-way trip so that he's still able to meet up, right? So those are the proactive things you should be able to come up with as a virtual assistant in cases like this. So hope you can see my screen. I stopped sharing my screen for a while. Now the next thing is ensure clients know safety guidelines in each destination. Keep alternative routes or backup options ready. We've talked about this. So the result will be smooth travel even in unexpected situations. Now, I mentioned earlier that if your client is traveling to a particular area or a different country from their country, it is okay for you to tell them about the culture of the people in that country. Say your client is traveling to India and he's supposed to meet with a top um person in India. You need to inform him about the culture of the Indians because most times they can be negligent about it, right? They may not really pay attention to it, but you need to tell them so that they know. So if maybe, for example, the Igwe is addressed in a particular way, you can tell your client that the Igwe is addressed in a particular way. This is how they address him in this country, so that he's aware and he takes note, and those things don't affect his relationship with them. So the next thing that we have is tips for effective travel management. Number one is use travel management software for centralized planning and tracking. That is examples: Google Slides, Docs, um, etc. The next is book tickets and accommodations early to secure the best rates. Yes. So if your client is supposed to inform you on time, right? So if your client says they're traveling in a month's time to sister and so please make reservations for them 2 weeks to that time that they are traveling so that you can get the best rates and secure good places for them. Track itinerary changes and share updates promptly. Keep all receipts and records in organized folders so that they can have access to it in case they're going to a place where if you step into the country, you need to get a SIM before you can get internet connection or something. And that can hinder communication, right? And they may not be able to ask you for these things when they're in another country. So you need to make sure that they have these things and they are not stranded. Maintain organized records of all travel expenses for accountability. So yes, that is that for travel management. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share what different travel itinerary looks like. So this is one that I worked on last year. I'm going to share another one. So this is what this one looks like. One of the itineraries that I created. I think I didn't complete creating it. So you can make your itinerary like this. So in this itinerary, this person is going to Tokyo, Japan. So everything is here. Everything my clients needs to know about this is here, right? Another way you can create this is by using Google Sheets. So you see the way this is. Everything just depends on how you want to do it. So for this one in Google Sheet, it is for a company, so it has the name of the company, the destination, and the staff that it is prepared for, and who it is prepared by. That is your name. And the next one is your trip starts and trip end. That is from what time to what time you're traveling to. You're traveling, right? And you have departing flights. So everything here is detailed. Dates, location, depart time, airline, confirm, flight, arrival location, arrival time. Same thing for return. So this one basically is just based on the travels, right? It's just based on the flights and movements, everything. While this one contains almost everything, requirements to enter, etiquette, event information, budget, itinerary for budget containing accommodation, transportation too. Itinerary for the event my client is attending to so that they know day-to-day activities that is going on or that is going to happen, right? I think we also had planning and logistics too of how they were going to move. So this one contains everything. But this other one just was just focused on the flights, right? So basically this is how it should be. I don't know if we understand or have any other questions before I move to the other slide. Any questions, please? Yes, I'll drop the one for Google Slides, but the one for Sheets. I don't know if I can drop that one because okay, I'll try to drop that, even though it's not mine. I'll talk to the person who did that, and I'll drop it. Any question, please? Your hand is up, please. You can unmute and speak, Josephine.
Okay, ma'am. I have a question. The You said that we should be able to keep all receipts in an organized folder. So using a phone, how do I keep all the receipts in an organized folder?
Don't you have Google Drive on your phone?
I can't
Do
hear
you
you.
do you have Google Drive on your phone?
Yes, yes, I do.
Can you use Google Drive?
Yes, I can.
If your answer is not confident enough.
Yes, it's not confident enough because I've not actually like compiled something and saved it there. It's just maybe a document or something.
Okay, so you can use Google Drive, compile everything in a
Okay.
drive, then share the link to the drive to your client. You learn how to use Google Drive very soon. Yes,
Okay.
you need it. And Google Drive is a very simple tool, so you can explore it on your own even before the class. Go on YouTube, check videos, you see how to figure it out. So Google Drive is very easy. It's one of the easiest Google tools to use. Uh
Thank you.
yeah, somebody else's hand is up. You can speak.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. So, for the travel itinerary that you showed us, is there a way to link it to calendar?
To link.
Since, like, how do I explain this now? Like the templates, you can send it to your client, and also, do you also have to link it to the person's calendar so that people can actually still have it and still forget when they're supposed to be at a particular time?
I think
So
you
how
can
we do forms? Okay.
you can schedule the events for them on their calendar, but I don't think you can link. I don't know. I think I should try and check. I'm not sure you can link. Uh, I think the only tools you can link to your Google Calendar is your Google Meet and probably Gmail, right?
Okay,
Yes.
ma. Okay,
So
ma.
I don't think you
Thank you.
can link sheets, but you can book these events. You can schedule these events, the meetings events to happen in their Google Calendar for them.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, somebody else's hand is up. Merit, your hand is up.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so from what I see on the class about the class now, it's like you gave the theory aspect of all. I don't know if there's a way you can see actually planning a scenario for a client aside that the slide that you just showed us.
Okay, so you want me to show you an
Yeah,
example
if
or
there's
something?
an scenario for a client. I'm actually curious about the budget you talked about. Like you have to follow your client budget and
I don't understand you. You're breaking.
you book the slide. So I
Sorry, Merit. I don't know. Am I the only person that can't hear her clearly?
can you hear me now? Hello? What is my network? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you're still breaking.
Okay, let me try to rejoin. Just
Okay, somebody else's hands were up. I don't know who that person was.
I'm the one. I raised my hand.
Okay, go
I want
ahead.
to ask, how do we book this? How do we book the flight? How do we make the reservations? How do we do those things? Because I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so this is why you have um Google, right? So first of all, like I said, you have to ask your clients the location that they are traveling to so that you can search for hotels. You can go online and search for hotels where these places are. I used to have a document where you can search for flights and everything. a site so you can search for um flights and book flights. I'm going to drop that one too. So they have this website. You just go there and book your flights. Even most hotels in most countries have a website where you can make reservations and all, right? So you just have
Okay.
to, yes, you just
Okay.
have to
So
research which one
how about for the
and where your
payment?
client is going to. The
Yeah.
payment,
So for the payment,
your clients will
client
send you.
send the money
Yes, they will
directly
send
to
you
my
the
account.
money. Yes, they will send it
So I
to
have to create
you.
like a dollar account or something.
Yes, you may have to,
Okay.
or they can send you details to an account that you can use to pay.
Okay, mama.
Yes. Any other question?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead, please.
ask say like it's still about this booking. Okay, let's say the country the client wants to go to is Tokyo, Japan, and he needs a Uber.
He needs what? Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, and he needs Uber to get to his destination. How am I going to book it?
He needs what?
Like he needs an Uber to get to his destination, like
I
a
think
driver
in
that
that case, it is his. If it is an Uber, he's the one to handle that. You're not the person to handle that. So if that's why I say you need to ask them question. If they want a car rental, right? They want to rent a car to go to that place. That is when you now
yes.
have to search for where you can rent cars in that location for him. But if it is an
Okay.
Uber or whatever, he will have to handle this by himself from there.
All right. All
So
right.
he tells
Thank
you
you.
it is an Uber. He knows that he has to handle this by himself. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so since that is that, I think we should move over to the next thing for today on our agenda. So the next thing we'll be learning, oh my goodness, is grit and resilience with tax and also tax prioritization. Now, I believe that this is something that a lot of people struggle with. Let me go to the chat box. I think somebody's. Yes, I will drop the template on how to create a travel itinerary. Then we can use that step by step. I did not want to create a travel itinerary today. I wanted us to think outside the box and see what we can do. So it's going to be an open box. If you can use Sheets to do it, you use Sheets. If you can use Google Slides, use Google Slides. If you can use Canva, use Canva. What I just want to see is that you understand the things that your clients need for this travel, and you are able to assist them properly. So let me share my screen.
Okay, please can we see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Ma, I can't see your screen.
Imelina, please mute your mic. We can hear you.
Sorry, ma.
Okay, so please can we see my screen now? Okay, so for our next class, we are going to be talking about grit, resilience, and tax prioritization. So first of all, now, what is tax prioritization? I don't know what my
Ma,
phone
I
keeps.
can't see your screen. No. I can't see your screen. Me too, I can't see your screen.
Sorry, please let me share again. Don't know why it keeps showing you. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma.
So now, what is tax prioritization? So tax prioritization is the process of arranging tax based on urgency and importance.
I
Sorry,
So
can't
ma.
what
see your
is
No,
screen.
I can't see your
No.
screen.
ah,
Maybe you should leave the call and join again because it keeps, going off.
can you see now?
Yes, I can see it
Yes,
now.
ma. I can see.
Okay. So like I was saying, I said tax prioritization is the process of arranging tax based on urgency and importance. So what this helps you do is it helps you focus on what really matters as at that time and reduces being overwhelmed. It equally maximizes productivity. Now, when we talk about urgency and what matters the most, I'm going to give a scenario right now. So, as a VA, you need to understand that there are tasks that are your everyday tasks, right? So, if you're working with a company, there are things that with time, when you've been working with them for a while, you now get to know that every day when you get to work, when you start working, these are the things that you do regularly. Like this is the particular task that you do all the time. It could be anything. Maybe like scheduling meetings or reminding teammates or team members about a particular meeting. But your client comes to you and reaches out to you and tell you that you should do this for them. They give you a task to do. And probably they don't tell you that they need it in, or they may tell you that, oh, I need this in 3 hours or in 2 hours. Now, this your other task is also there that you always do regularly, right? Which one do you think that you are going to do first for the day? Is it your normal task or the one your client has told you that they need in the next 2 to 3 hours?
The one the client needs in the next 2 to 3 hours.
Good. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not going to do the other one that they have told you that you do regularly or normally. This just means that this particular task your client has given to you is of urgency and it is important as at that time. So that is you prioritizing that task over the other tasks, right? So now the next thing that we have is the Eisenhower matrix. This is a rule, and under this rule, the first thing we have is do first, urgent plus important. So under this, we have critical tasks with immediate consequences. That was where I gave that scenario where your client said you should do so and so task for them and they need it in the next 2 hours. So that is the task you're supposed to do first. The next thing is schedule. So what you're scheduling is not urgent plus.
Yes,
How many people can see my screen? Because I'm sharing.
I can see it.
Can we see my screen now?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
So the next thing we have is schedule, not urgent plus important. Plan and complete systematically. So that's your other task that you do regularly. Now the next one is delegate. So you have to delegate urgent plus not important. So assign to others when possible. Now let me explain schedule again. So let me just start from the beginning so I don't confuse everybody. Now we had do first. Do first is this is the task you're supposed to do very first. The next thing now is schedule. You now have to schedule other tasks and say, okay, I'm going to do this by so and so time. And the next is delegate. You have other teammates and team members that you know that this is their task. These are the things that they can do. But sometimes you just do it just to assist them. So you delegate it to them, or you can still schedule them. Now the next is discover and stop, not urgent plus not important. So you have to identify distractions and eliminate them. Maybe there are tasks that they're a distraction to you, or they are sometimes you call them comfort things, things that help you relax when you're overwhelmed with work. You just do them to relax yourself. Example, playing games. You cannot be playing game when you have a lot of things at hand to do, right? Now, so now I want everybody to always put this in their head. The first is do first, and the next is schedule, and the next is delegate. Don't be scared to delegate in a case where you have to delegate and assign something to somebody. Tell them this, do this politely. They should do it. Now, if they don't do it, by the time you're now done with your task, that is when you can now decide to do it for them, right? Hope I'm making sense and we're understanding me. Hello, everybody. Good.
We are understanding, ma'am.
Like I said, do first. Do first is in from my scenario, it's the tasks your clients have told you that they need in the next 2 to 3 hours. Schedule is now those your general day tasks, those tasks that you know that you do every day as a VA for the company. You can now schedule them. I'll do this by so and so time. I'll do this by so and so time. Maybe you delegate 2 hours or 1 hour each. Now delegate are tasks that you know that you can assign to others. Then the next thing you have to discover distractions. What are your distractions? Is it that while you're talking and while you're working, you're always chatting or gisting with somebody? So you would now have to discover and realize that you cannot be doing this when you are working. Now let's move over. Now the next thing we have is key prioritization techniques. So now we have the ABC method, the Moscow method, and the 80-20 rule. Now the ABC method is that A is for high priority with major consequences. So from my scenario, this high priority is that task that your boss has assigned to you that they need in 2 to 3 hours. Now B is moderate importance. This one is your normal daily tasks that you do as a VA of the company or the client. Now, the next thing we have is C, low impact tasks. So these are tasks that they are not of utmost urgency, but you know that you have to do them. It can be organizing Organizing is important. Let me look for something that is not very. Maybe you have to like arrange a document, but it's not urgent, right? So those are like low impact tasks. They are tasks. Just it's something that you know that will maybe make your work easier, but it's not very urgent, right? Now the next is most school method. Now for the most school method, we have must have, should have. Sorry, please. Sorry, excuse me, please. Okay, so back to this. Hope you can see my screen. Okay, so like I was saying, we have the must have. Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we have must have, should have, could have, wouldn't have. So must have is like um their priority is very important for, let's say, if a company is handling a project, they must have this, right? So you need to know that as a VA, they must have this. Do you understand? I don't know if I'm making points. So, for example, if it's a critical task or feature or essential, something essential to maybe a project, so it is a must have as at that time. The next is should have. Should have is important tasks or features that are not critical but they have significant value. So it is not very, it's not that it's not important, but it's not like they must have. They still need it. And the next is could have. Could
Ah,
have
screen is
is
not screen is not showing, ma.
okay. Could have is tasks or features that are nice to have. Sorry, let me share my screen again. Why does it keep stop sharing? So could have is not necessarily very essential, but it's still needed. Do you understand? Which won't have. Why is my phone going off? So won't have, these are tasks or features that are not necessary, so you can drop them. So you may not really include them in your prioritization when you're prioritizing those tasks that you need to do. Then could have is good to have them, but as at that time, maybe they may not really be essential or needed. Sorry. Okay, let me share my. Why it keeps coming off. Now can we see my screen now? It keeps stop sharing my screen. Please unmute if you can see my screen.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can
can.
definitely.
I
Yes,
can see
ma'am.
your
We can
screen.
see your screen.
Okay. So do I go over you must have should have over again? Or I can
It's
move
no
on.
longer showing, ma'am. It stopped.
Your screen is no longer showing.
It's not showing, ma.
Oh God help me. Can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Yes, we
ma'am.
can.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So do I go over this must have or should have again? Or I should move on?
You can move
Move on.
on.
Okay. Now the next thing that we have is 80-20 rule. So focus on the 20% of tasks that produce 80% of the results. Now, how do I even explain this? Do I use a scenario? Okay. 20% of the task. Now, we those of us that are multitaskers, e.g. me,
I thought it was showing.
my screen is not showing again.
Yes, it went off. It stopped sharing.
You know what? I'm going to share the slides. Please just listen
Thank you.
so we don't distract the class again. Hope that's better for everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we're talking about the 80-20 rule for task prioritization principle. So 20% tax is these are high impact tax, right? So you have to focus on that tax that brings most value or more returns or impact that will give you more results instead of focusing on everything at the same time. Then your 80% tax are those tax that 80% tax are those tax that you can delegate or eliminate or you can do later. Now, for example, completing a critical project that was given to you. So your 20% tax is, remember that when I started the class earlier, I said something about your clients giving you a report to do that they need in the next 2 to 3 hours. Now, that is a 20% tax that can bring a maximum a 80% that can bring a maximum results, right? Now the next example I can give is launching a new product. So if your company is launching a new product, what are the things that you think that you can do as a VA to ensure that this product that is going to be the success of this product that they want to launch will be effective. So that is those are the tasks that you will now focus on. So what is at hand is what you're going to look at. That is your 20%. So your 20% is that tax that you know that is going to yield a result of 80%, a maximum result effort for you. So it can be a meeting with a potential client, and you know that you are the VA for the that is going to be in that meeting. So what are you going to do? You are going to prepare the agenda, you write the reports, and you just have to make sure that you're on your A game so that everything goes smoothly for your client and he doesn't have any issue with his potential clients, right? So that is basically what the 80-20 rule simply means. So you just focus on 20% that yields the 80% results. Now the next thing we have is task prioritization systems. Now for this we have, let me share the slide so that everybody can follow. Anna. So we have task batching. So group similar tasks to improve focus and reduce
Sorry, Ma, are you sharing your
switching time.
screen?
Sorry?
Are you sharing your screen right now?
Sorry, somebody
Can
was
you?
speaking. I can't get the person.
I said, are you sharing your screen now? Like, are you sharing it now?
No, I'm not. Let me try and see if I can share if it doesn't show me off again.
Oh, okay. I thought you were sharing, but I couldn't see it.
I dropped the slide on the group so you can follow with that. So we have task prioritization system. So number one is task batching. So group similar tasks to improve focus and reduce switching time. So any task that you know that is similar, it looks alike, you group them together. So if you're scheduling a meeting for a, let's say you're working with shareholders and you're scheduling a meeting for a particular person and you have to share the agenda to their Gmails too. You will not just do for one person, there are other shareholders too, right? So you group it that that particular period you're working for that person, you work for every other person, right? Now the next is daily priority listing. Well, write, rank, and schedule tasks based on value and deadlines. This is always very important. So, like I said, sometimes your clients can come and tell you they can give you different tasks, and they will not tell you that this particular task, this particular one, though, mention one very particular task. So I need this by tomorrow, so and so time. So you're aware that that particular task that they need by so and so time is important task. So you have to do it so you're able to deliver few hours or few hours before that time. Okay, so the next thing we have is the big three method. Select three top tasks that must be completed daily. So when you do this, when you have a lot of tasks. So if you have a lot of tasks, you select each of them. Sometimes I think the easy way for me is I start with the easy ones, but some people will start with the most difficult ones before they do the easy ones. But me, I start with the easy ones first so that I know that okay, this one is not going to take my time. I will now dwell on the harder stuffs that will take my time. Now the next is how to use the task prioritization match metrics. Number one, list all your tasks. This is why you should always have a to-do list as a virtual assistant. So having a to-do list is like you make use of your reminders, your OneNote, etc. Your notes on your phones or your laptop, you make use of them. So list all your tasks and rank them based on urgency and impact and identify your do now task. So your do now tasks are those tasks you're going to do first, right? These are the tasks that you know that, okay, I am doing this task right now, I'm doing it first. Now, schedule important tasks into calendar and delegate to lighten workload. Eliminate tasks that waste time or provide no value. So yes, there are some tasks that will waste your time. There are some tasks that you know that this is not what I'm not the person that is supposed to do this. Why am I even doing this? So be able to eliminate that. This is where you delegate and give to those that are supposed to. This is what you're supposed to. If it is a social media task, you tell the social media manager, if there is one, you should do this. Or you're the one to do this. If there is none, fine, you can do that too. Now, benefits of task prioritization: improves overall efficiency and reduces stress and mental overload, especially when you are dealing with more than one client, right? Strengthens decision making, enhances time management. So, with especially for people that are taking care of their homes and working too, task prioritization will really help you. So once you wake up and you're done with your home activities, you know that you want to you get to work, you know that this is what you're doing at work today. And you shouldn't, my mother would tell me when anytime I want to maybe I'm overworking, she told me you are not supposed to overwork yourself. In fact, 5 p.m., your work is not supposed to enter inside my house. But I have coconut head, I'll still bring my work back to the house. But she's actually right. So if I'm using my task prioritization properly, I'll be able to finish all of my tasks and duty before 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. latest, so that I don't have to come back to work and I start answering queries on why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And you have rest of mind. When you're in your house, you're supposed to be resting and not working. So the next is supports consistent delivery of quality work. This is very important. So if you're always prioritizing your tasks and clients notice that once they tell you that, oh, we need this by 7 p.m. today, 6:30 they are getting that work, they will enjoy working with you. They will even refer you to people. So that should be your goal. That whenever your client tells you, please deliver this by such time, I need this work by this time, you're able to deliver 30 minutes to that time. You're able to give them um that task that they asked you to do. Now the next thing is um okay. So that's for today. This is where we'll be ending the task prioritization class. Okay, so please, any questions? Let me stop sharing my screen. Any questions, please?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is not related to the class, but I had some issues around that could not allow me to join some of the classes, and I realized that they were tasks, like the home and Slack class and sleep others. I also did not join the webinar. So I was wondering if it's possible for me to still submit the assignment.
Sorry, you were what?
So I wasn't able to join some of the classes we had last week, like the Loom and Slack class, because of some issues. But I checked many of them. I reached out to one of the tutors. I checked some of the classes and I realized that there were assignments given on some of them. So I was wondering if it's possible for me to still submit the assignment.
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Uh, Moving on. We are not done. I wanted to continue with my class on grit and resilience.
Um, Hello, Miss Vicky. I think some hands are raised, so maybe you'd attend to the hands before you continue. So there is Adijat. Adijat, can you unmute and ask your question? Adijat, please unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am. So
Good evening.
I wanted to ask the last class we had on Wednesday, we did Google Meet deeply and all that stuff. But I didn't see the assignment on the group, so I thought maybe I was the one that missed the message or not. And then last class we said we are going to continue Canva or stuff that there were some particular areas that we've not touched. So I wanted to know if you are still going to tonight or under this.
If we have time after the grit class, we would continue. But if not, we'll just look at how to create our banner with Canva, our LinkedIn banner with Canva. And then on Monday, we'll finish it up and look at Trello and some other thing.
All right, ma'am.
Okay. Ume, your hand is raised. Please unmute and ask your question.
Thank my good evening, ma. So my question, most of the times, I don't even know. Maybe I'm missing some information in the group. I don't have registration number, and I know I've always been in the class. I've not even dropped my name, like since we've been starting these classes. So I don't know if there's anything that I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So for the registration number, I dropped the form severally on the group. So severally people have asked, how am I don't have registration number, and I've dropped the form over and over again. So you were to fill the form. After filling the form, you would find your name in a sheet where everyone who filled the form has a reg number. So I think you missed that, but after this class, I'll drop the form again so you can fill it, and also drop the sheet so you can check your name.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so Charity, your hand is raised. Please ask your question so we can continue.
My question is about, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
My question is regarding that Google Forms practice that we did that time. So at the end of that class, you told us you were going to teach us how to
Sorry,
create
I can't hear
website.
you. Sorry about that. I cannot
Okay,
hear you. Okay,
okay,
please continue.
okay. I said when we created Google Forms, you told us you were going to teach us how to add deadlines to our forms so that when the deadline is exceeded, it expires and no one can fill it again. But we've not done that.
Okay, I think I missed it in that class. But then remind me on Monday, so I'll just show you. It's just a little function in your phone that you can add. So
Thank you.
all right. Ijoma, your hand is raised. Please ask your question. Ijoma, please unmute and ask your question. Okay, it seems Ijoma is far from our phone. Chiamaka, please ask your question.
Yeah, out.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, please, I want to
Oh,
ask you a question. It's about Loom.
good
Okay.
evening.
Okay, my
Sorry, I
so
can't
my
hear you. Can you?
I can hear you. I think Ijoma is trying to talk.
She's muted. Ijoma, if you're saying something, please unmute and say it. Okay, Chiamaka, continue.
Okay, my phone, because I'm using phone, and my Loom, because she said Loom that we can record a tutorial with Loom app. So, and my phone does not support like recording, because I tried it, like it does not support recording screen with Loom app. I can only record video, like a video of myself. That's the only thing I can do on my Loom app. But for me to like record my screen and maybe say something like recording a tutorial, like you said, I can't do it on my phone. So like I want to ask, is there another way I can go about it?
Sorry, let me get you. Can you record a normal video on your phone?
Yes,
Then
yes.
yes, you can actually record with Loom on your phone.
I think what she's
So
saying
let me
is that
understand. Is it that when you start recording, the audio goes off or what?
Like I can't do audio, only video. There's no audio feature there, or there's no this thing, another feature for me to record my screen. Like when you screen record, like screen record. I'm talking about screen record. I can't do that on my phone.
Okay. Okay, so what you mean is that it's not showing your screen.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what you mean, because once you open your Loom and you start recording, it's using your phone. It should be sharing your entire screen. It should just be like a normal you're sharing screen on Google Meet. So it would be recording your tab, and wherever you swipe to, it will be recording that till you end the recording. So Loom will just be a very small button down while whatever you're recording is showing. So I'm trying to understand how your phone is appearing on your side. So I don't know. Miss Vicky, can you get what she
I want to
means?
ask her a question. Can your can you do screen recording with your phone normally?
Yes, I can do screen record with my phone.
Are you using the app or the website?
The app, but I don't have the app now on my phone. But the website, I cannot use it because anytime I try to log in, it should just show me a blank page. It should not actually go take me to that Loom
Have,
site. It just
but,
show a blank page.
but I told everybody what to do if they were having that issue. I explained that you can use incognito and you can also request for desktop sites on your Chrome. Did you do that?
Okay.
Okay, so
I didn't actually hear this one.
now do that and try again. Let's
Okay.
see if it may be an issue with your phone not accepting the app.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, somebody said she's using desktop and it's the same thing. Have you guys tried using
So
another phone? Okay, so try using another phone. If it's still the same thing, then maybe that's how it is for phones, because on a laptop that's not how it is. I remember I told you that for phones sometimes some of these tools are
okay,
restricted.
Miss Vicky. So Miss Vicky, so because there was a lot of complaints on the phone, I actually tried it on my phone and it was working. So it is not a phone issue. I think I think maybe it is either of two things. One, you've not gone through that recording again to see what you are to do, and then second could be a setting on your phone. So a setting on your phone or maybe internet. So maybe you try using some another phone. Try the option of using another phone and it should work.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you.
Okay. So Charity, do you have another question? Because your hands are still raised. We did Google Meet, so we should all know how to raise your hand and lower it when you are done asking your question. Ijoma, your hand is still raised. Do you have a question?
Yes. Are you hearing me now?
Okay, please. Yes, I can hear you. Please continue.
My question is, the day they treated how to convert Word to PDF, I still can't find it on YouTube. I don't know if you can just drop the link on YouTube so that I'll watch, so that I can download and watch.
Link to which class? Sorry.
I said that and the class, I think it was on Monday, changing from Word to PDF. This PDF conversion.
Okay, small PDF.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll drop the
Um,
link to that on the group.
thank
All right. So let's continue with our class, please.
Okay, so can we all see my screen? Hope you can see my screen. Okay, so moving on, we are going to be.
Ma, please, can you drop the link to this
I just
Canva?
I just did
Okay,
check the group. Okay,
thank
so
you.
we are going to be talking about grit and resilience. So what is grit? Now, grit is long-term determination and persistence towards goal. So grit is your determination and your persistence towards a goal that you want to achieve. Now, resilience is ability to bounce back from setbacks, changes, or failures. Now, as a virtual assistant, especially when you are starting out newly, right? Setbacks, changes, and failures is paramount to happen, right? So there are times where you would switch from being an administrative assistant to being a social media manager to being an executive assistant, or lots more, changing from different um, career paths. Now, there are times where you have setbacks, where you feel like, am I even doing the right thing? Especially when the pressure of working jobs come in, right? So these things are normal. Now, why do these things matter? So why grit and resilience matter is to keep you focused during pressure. So that you can still set your mind on the goal. The aim and the goal is for you to have financial breakthrough and for you to be good at what you do as a virtual assistant. Now the next is, it helps you navigate difficult tasks, so you know how to handle these issues when they arise. Reduces burnout by building mental strength, supports long-term success and goal achievements, encourages a growth mindset and continuous improvement. So growth mindset, this comes with when you're changing from one thing to another. You see your mindset is changing, you're realizing that, oh, I'm better at this task, so I think I should niche down on this. I'm better at this, so I should do this more. I should focus on attending to clients at this area, things like that. So building grit and resilience. So for you to build grit and resilience, you need to set clear short and long term goals. So your short term goals are goals that you know that you can achieve in 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 days. These are goals that you want to achieve. And your long term goals are goals that you want to achieve in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Now, the next is practice positive self talk and mindfulness. Very important. You should always practice positive self talk and mindfulness. So, you should not weigh down on your problems and the issues that you're having as a virtual assistant. You should be able to speak positively to yourself about those situations. Now, view challenges as a learning opportunity. So, this is a challenge. So, what should you do with this challenge? You should learn from that challenge. Reflect after setback. So, what did you learn from this setback? What did you learn from when you were stuck in this particular role and you've left that role, now move into another role? What have you learned from that? Build a strong support network. This is why you should be connecting and networking with your fellow colleagues here. You should be on the lookout on those that you know that they are good at what they do and you can connect with them. It is very important that you build a strong support network. Now, celebrate small wins to stay motivated. So for every small win that you have, celebrate yourself that you have done well. Give yourself a pat on your back. Now, I just chipped this in: client expectations and stakeholder management. Now, this is what you need to understand. This is what your clients need from you. Now, your clients, this is what they expect from you. They expect you to understand deliverables, deadlines, and standards. So, if they give you a task on the 8th of November, 9 a.m., and they tell you that you should submit that task on the 9th of November by 7 a.m., you have to deliver that task 6:30 a.m. 9th of November or 6 a.m. 9th of November, so your clients can go through it. This will show that you are proactive, right? Now, keep communication clear and consistent. Please let us not try to be blowing jargons when we are communicating with a client. And then most of us, some of us, especially if it is WhatsApp, you are very quick to on voice message, to start sending voice message. No, don't do that, please. Except your client tells you, please send a voice message. Because sometimes you're sending a voice message and the person that you're in a very busy area and you're sending a voice message. Why? That is very wrong. So send a text message, and your text should be clear and consistent. It's something that they should read in one sitting and understand what you're trying to say. Now, anticipate issues and act proactively. So you should always have a mindset of a problem can arise, but it is your duty as a VA to be able to solve that problem proactively. Document agreements to avoid confusion, especially when you're onboarding a client. You should be able to document agreements. So you should be able to tell your clients, this is our agreement when we were talking. You said you were going to pay so and so amounts for so and so. So this is your signature. This is my signature. This is what we agreed. Provide regular updates to maintain trust. Like I told you, I have a client that I am working with that likes updates. This like you see as tiny as it is. It doesn't like me being too quiet for more than 24 hours. So the little things that we are doing, or I am, for because I lead the other team members. So whatever we are doing, we have to communicate. I have to communicate and update him that, oh sir, this is what we are doing, this is what we're able to achieve today. We are having a little bit of setback with this. So some clients, especially if you're working with people in the US or UK or abroad, they like updates. It's Nigerians that don't really like the pinging and most and the excess texting. That yes, the but there are some clients that still like you always updating and telling them. This is just to maintain trust so that they know that you are working and you're good at what you're doing. Now align tasks with clients' values and priorities. Now, next thing we have is key VA qualities for success. So take note of this. So what are the qualities that a virtual assistant should have so they'll be able
I
to
can't
achieve?
hear you. I can't see your screen, ma.
You can't see my screen. Voila.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying key VA qualities for success. So these are the qualities a virtual assistant should have to be able to achieve success. So number one is professionalism and confidentiality. So you should be professional and confidential, especially when you're working with other clients. They shouldn't know that this is your two clients should not know what is happening in each of them's company, right? So even if you know, even if you're trying to chip in something from these other clients that makes their work easier, they shouldn't know. That is why you should be confidential. Responsiveness and reliability. Now, how quickly you respond to messages and DMs is very important for some clients. So for those people that say that I'm not a WhatsApp person, I don't always chat on WhatsApp, I don't always look at those people that don't look at their email, it is on you. When you're working with clients, you have to be responsive. So you have to reply to your DMs, your emails, to show them that you are there and they are not working. They are not working with a ghost. The next is adaptability and initiative. So when you're working with different clients, you need to be able to adapt to their working styles and how they do their things in their companies, right? The next is strong communication. Communication is very important. You can notice that from the very first day that we had this class till now, we are almost at the end of this training. I have been singing communication, communication, communication. So communication is a very strong soft skill that every good virtual assistant should have. Tech savviness. So when we talk about tech savviness, this has to do with how you use your tools. So can you use your the tools on your phones very well? Can you use the tools on your laptop very well without issues? Is it that when you have issues, you just run to your client and tell them that you have issues, or do you make your own research first before you run to them to tell them that you have issues? That is what some clients look at too. The next is attention to detail. So when you're doing things for them, maybe proofreading or creating a presentation, are you going back to reread and see that there are no mistakes? Or whenever you're handling any documents for them, are you going back to check that there are no errors? So you have to be able to pay keen attention to detail. The person that trained me, my boss, I don't want to mention her name, and nobody will know who I'm talking about. Whenever she's going through, especially when you make a post for her company and she's reading through, the first question is, who made this post? But you that made this post, didn't you read the description of what you are posting? So she will be able to
she pays keen attention to detail, right? So imagine working for that kind of person and you don't know how to pay attention to detail. That will affect you, right? Now the next is time management and problem solving. Now with time management, you need to be able to manage your time. If you're working 2 hours or 3 hours or 6 hours, you should be able to achieve things that you need to achieve in 2 hours, 3 hours. Problem solving, you should be proactive and be able to solve problems when they come your way. You should be able to think outside the box. So these qualities help you prioritize well, manage stress, and build long-term client trust. So once you have all of these qualities, you can keep it. You can work with the clients for. You can work with a client for 1 year, 2 years, or even more. And one thing with these clients is that once they're comfortable with you, they don't want to change you. Even when you're working with them, they want to keep you. They want to keep you Okay.
Why was that door open?
Okay, so that's that. The next thing we have is conclusion. So in conclusion, grit helps us stay committed, resilience helps you bounce back, and prioritization helps you stay focused. So all of this makes you an effective, confident, and dependable virtual assistant. So please, do we have any questions? Please write your registration number, mark attendance with the income messages. Do not write your name, please. Please, do we have any questions? You can ask your questions.
Hello, good evening. Miss Victoria, you done? Hello?
I think she left the call.
Okay. Okay. Is there any question from Grief?
Yes, I'm
Queen
done.
Victoria?
I'm done. I was asking
Hello,
them to
Miss
ask their
Victoria.
questions. Yes, I can hear you. I was asking them to drop their questions if you have any.
If you have a question on grit, please can you raise your hand so we attend to it and quickly look at um how we can create our LinkedIn banners with Canva before we round up for today. Because I noticed that some of us just have a plain picture and then our LinkedIn banners are kind of messed up. So I would like us to quickly look at how we can create a simple LinkedIn banner for our LinkedIn account. Okay, since there's no question, so we'll just continue. Can we all see my screen? If you can see my screen, please say thumbs up. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I can see.
Thank you. Okay, so give me a minute. Let me leave this meeting. Okay, so if you can see my screen, please thumbs up so I know. Okay. So today we are looking at LinkedIn banner. So you just type LinkedIn banner. Like I said, Canva already has templates you can customize and use for yourselves. So there are templates of LinkedIn posts, LinkedIn covers, LinkedIn background. There's for different social media platform. So you can always come here and have ready to use templates, edit, and use it for whatever you need, even CVs, portfolios, and good enough, we now have, you can now create a website with Canva. So there are a lot of things you can do with Canva. You can create portfolio, you can do a lot of things. So as a VA, it is important you try to explore each tool that you are taught, because due to time constraint, we may not go deep as much as we should with these tools. But there are lots of things you can do with these tools, and you can only find out these things if you create time to explore these tools for yourself. You create time to use these tools, and maybe if you have a blocker, you can always reach out to me or reach out to Miss Victoria so we can help you out. That is how you grow. That is how you get to know more things. Okay, so let's just head on LinkedIn banner. Now, when you're creating your LinkedIn banner, you should always make sure that that banner resonates with the picture you are using. So let's say you have a picture. Okay, so these are like samples of LinkedIn banner. So imagine that you have a picture with a yellow, maybe a yellow shirt, a touch of yellow on your shirt or something. And then you bring out a shouty color. Maybe you bring out a color like this and add the yellow to it. It will look kind of off. So when you're choosing your banner, it should be something that rhymes with with your it should be something that rhymes with the picture you're using on your LinkedIn page. Okay. Sorry, please let me call you back. Okay. So it should be something that rhymes with the picture you're using on your LinkedIn page. Okay. So let's say you want to customize one of these. First, I said it should resonate with the kind of picture you're using. And then you should also consider, you should also put to consideration what kind of LinkedIn account are you using. Your LinkedIn, is it specifically for VA, maybe let's say VA and social media, or you're just making it a broad LinkedIn page? So when you are customizing your LinkedIn banner, so I actually like this. You just click on it. So let me take it again. After searching, there are a lot of templates here. So you can just choose one of it that resonates with what you want and customize. So I like this one. So I'll just choose it. Once you click on it, it gives you similar options. You may actually look at these other ones, and like it better, you can also choose to customize. So when you customize a template, you are it means that you've chosen that template to edit it more to your taste. So when you customize a template, that means you are choosing that template. Also, when you see a crown on a template like this, it means that this is a premium template. And premium templates are templates that are only available on paid version of Canva. So except you pay for your Canva, you do not have access to customize those kind of templates. So except you've paid for them, except you've paid for your Canva, you do not have access to customize them. Okay. Now, when customizing your LinkedIn banner, so we have this is your name, this is where your name should be. Personally, I'd like to bring it up. There are 4 things I am always particular about when looking at a LinkedIn banner. That is your name, what you do. So what you do, so you can have VA and social media management, then a brief description, let's say a brief summary of what service you can provide. So here, for example, let's have someone in the call. Let me check someone in the call. Okay, so let's have someone in the call give us a name. Just raise your hand so I can choose one person. Okay, Bokula. Okay, just unmute and then
Bukola
let's
Roots.
customize with your
Bukola
name.
Roots. Okay. Bukola Roots Adegbile.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So since we're already here, I'm going to just take you through the process of giving people access. So Bokola, you drop your drop your email address on our WhatsApp page so I can give you access on our WhatsApp group,
Okay, I
so
will
I
do
can
that.
give you access here.
Okay, okay, it's all right. Oh,
I'm still waiting.
okay, I've already typed it. I've sent it. Have you seen it, ma?
No, I have not.
I've already typed it.
Okay. Okay, so I think I've seen that. Okay, I've seen it. All right. So I'm going to give you access so you will. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes. Yes, good.
No, ma, I can't see your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
As you can see your screen.
Okay. Now I'm going to give our editors access to this. So she she can edit this. Now, I'm also going to show us how you can share link. So you can copy link from here and share to people. And you can also set it to be that anyone with the link can access this. Remember, just like we had in Google Productivity Tools, there are still three options. Viewers, which is can view, can comment, which is commenter, and then editor, which is can edit. So based on the kind of design you are creating, remember that when it comes to design, you are putting in a lot of work. So it is very important that when you're done with your work, you give people, viewers, access so that they can just come view it and then give you review and comment in your DM or maybe mail, because they can be a situation where they come to a design you spent hours creating and they end up messing it up. So always try to use the can view. So Bokola, have you been able to access this? Check your mail. Okay, let me just copy this link and give you. Check the in-call message. The link is there. Bokola, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah, fastest seat.
Okay, so now you're going to change the name to your name.
Okay. Mhm.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. I'm still typing it.
You can actually use the function of Control A and then you start typing.
Control A. I'm using my phone.
Okay. Still waiting. Okay, please, let's have your name and your surname.
Okay.
So, Bokola Root or Bokola?
Bukola Adegile.
Okay, okay, that is fine. Now, you're done, right? Remove this.
Yes, I want to remove that.
Don't worry. Okay, so that is what we have. Now, everyone, look, this is really big for our design. And then I'd like to use a different font because to me, that does not. Remember, I said that font is how your word looks. Why the size is how
Sorry.
big or how small. Please mute your mic. Font is how your text looks, while the size is how big or how small your text is. So when we are talking about font, here, this is for fonts, this is for size. You can either increase or reduce it. So when we talk of font, you come here under font, you already have document fonts. These are the fonts that are available on this document. So we have Leaks, Pattern, and Montserrat. So these are fonts that are already on the document. But I don't like these fonts. First, I would have to highlight it. When I highlight it, I can choose another font. So you can always try and see how the font looks
Can't see
by
your
just
screen now.
clicking on. You see. Can any other person see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay, so I think this looks much better than the other ones. So I will go with that, or let me try this. No. So okay, so can do with this. Now I would rather prefer my name to be on a sentence case instead of cap lock. So if I want such scenario, I'll leave it highlighted and I'll use this option. Please confirm you can see my screen because I don't want you to miss this. Can you see my screen? Okay, okay. So I would use a sentence case. First, I would highlight and use this. So with this, you make it cap lock, lowercase. Okay. So okay. So that is not changing because let's try another font. Then let's have this. So that was not changing because of the font. The font is for capital letters. So I'm going to change that to this. Let's have it at Avimo. Okay, so let's have this at Arimo. Okay, so I'll leave it at this then. Now we have this. We have that. Then we also have to decide what are we going to put on this. So for Bokola, we can decide to have here. Let's have virtual.
Virtual assistant or
Ma, are you saying something? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
I can
Can't
Okay.
hear
hear you,
you.
ma.
Okay. So aside the virtual assistant, is there any other thing you'd like to add here?
okay, bookkeeper.
Okay, so bookkeeper. To add bookkeeper, you'd have to add a button. So because of time, I'll just add that here. So you keep a space and add that button. And then you keep a space again and say bookkeeper. Now, because I'd like to have it on one line, I'll stretch this. And then I'd also like to increase the font of this. To drag a particular point, just pick and drag and leave it. Okay, so we have name, we have the title, and then the next thing you should have is your a brief summary of what you are all about. Let's say maybe for a social media, maybe for a virtual assistant, you can say you build brands and businesses, and then you have like a punch line, maybe something that would represent your brand. Yes, let me put it that way. Something that would represent your brand. So you can say you're someone that builds brands and businesses, and you can have like a campaign name, maybe one smart tax and bold campaign at a time. So that kind of statement you can add it under here just to summarize what kind of services you can provide. So, Bokola, for a virtual assistant and a bookkeeper, what kind of service can you, what kind of line can you use to summarize what you do? Bukola, can you hear me? Okay, can any other person in the group try it? So here, people use people use statements like let's say maybe it's a clothes brand or it's a food brand. It can be a one stop home for home cooked meal, or um for enticing meal, or for satisfying meal, that kind of line. So as a virtual assistant, what would best describe you? That is what is supposed to be at that point. What kind of service can you provide? So let me just say, for practice sake, I would say as a virtual assistant and a bookkeeper. So I can say something like, you can actually use AI to get this. So because I'd like it to be more dramatic, I would use that in quotes function. Now, for this, I'd like it to be a little bolder, and I'd like to change the font to pop a bit. Then I'd like to change this to be a cap lock, and this, sorry, and this to be a cap lock. and I would increase that. Now I have that. Now the next thing I would like to have here is if I have my website, I would like to put it here. If I have my email, I'd like to put it here. So I'll just bring this down as the last thing that should be here. Then I'll bring this, put it here. Then for this, I would like it to be longer. So I'll just pull it up. And I would like it to stop where my word margin is. So I have that. Okay, so now I have that and I have that. If I want to add any other thing, all I would do is just copy this, add it, add something else, increase it, and that is that. Now, if I want to change the color of this, if I want to change the color of my words, I can just highlight it. And when I highlight it, where you have this later, that is your text color. So you can just come here and choose any color, and that will apply to your word. Let me use this so it is obvious. That will apply to your word. That is for text color. So I'd like it at black. Then if I want to change a background color, I would come here, click on the background, and then once I click on the background, I would see a color like this. I'll click on it and I can change this color to whatever I want. So let's say maybe I want to change it to this. Can just click and change it, whatever I want to change it to. That is my background color. Then I can also undo my action by clicking here to go back to a previous background. Okay, so that is that. So you know how to navigate around this. I can add a new page by clicking this, and I have a plain page. But if I want to have two of these, while I'm talking, please, Bokola, please add your phone number here, where you have this. Add your phone number there.
Okay. Okay, ma.
So add your phone number there. Do you have a website?
No, I don't have a website yet.
But you do have a Gmail ad. Okay, you already have.
Yes,
So
I
you
do.
add your email address here, and
Okay.
then
My phone number.
yes, phone number here, email address here. So that is, you just have that too for now. If you have more than one phone number, you can add the first one, put a comma, and then add the second one.
Okay.
All right, so I'm waiting for you to do that. So while she's doing that, I was talking about adding a adding a page. So when you're adding page, you're adding a plain page. But if you want to make 2 of these pages, what you would do is make a duplicate. So duplicate, you can do it 2 ways. If you are using a laptop, you can do Control D. You can do, okay, I didn't click on it. Control D. So first you have to click on the document and then you click on Control D. Or you can come here, up here, you have duplicate page. So you just click on this and you have a duplicate of that page, as many as you want. Then you can also delete a particular page. You can also lock your page. So when you lock your page, you restrict people from moving things in it or making some. No, don't use dash, use comma. Use comma, space the next one. Okay, so you can lock, and then you can also make it invisible. You can hide the page so people cannot see it. And these other ones are also important for when you're working on documents. So when you're working on documents, or Bokola, are you still here?
I'm almost done, please.
Because I'm not seeing it from my end actually. Okay, so you can move these pages. So you can move it down with this. You can move it down with that,
I
or you
think
can
I'm
take it up and take it up with this. So that
I can
is okay. Yes. Okay, yes, that is okay. Now you have your email and your phone numbers. For this, this is very tiny, so I'd like to increase it a bit. Okay, so I think that is not complete. Okay, so we have that. For consistency sake, I'd like to change this. I'd like to use, I'd like to use popping. Okay, so that works for me. You can drag this and put here. Now, for the text also, I can decide to give it effects. So effects in that how it looks. So this is without effect. I can decide to give it shadow. So this is shadow with it. This is lift. So note that as I'm doing this, I can increase or reduce. So this is all based on what I want. And I can decide what direction is it going to and all of that. Then then for then for for something like this, I can decide to make it lighter, maybe not obvious. So I can use something like transparency. So transparency makes it appear lighter. And this is just based on what you want. So imagine that you have a picture you would like to put here, maybe a background picture where you want to make lighter on this page. So you can always use transparency to make it, to do that. Okay, so what else? Okay, let's say you want to add a picture directly here. You can always come here. You can always come here to upload. Where you have upload, you can just click here and upload a picture. So for instance, let's say, I want to let that load. Let's say I uploaded this from my phone. We already know how to upload something to an app. Just click on it, takes you to your folder, and then you choose. So let's say I have this, and then this function, let me see, this function is for people that are using paid version. So I'm about to show you how to remove background. So let's say we have this, you have a picture you want to use, but then it has a background that doesn't rhyme with your present design. So what you can do is bring it out and then you click on background remover. So if you're using a paid version, it will remove the background for you. But if not, you just go to backgroundremover.com. So BG remover. Yes, so you can use this app. Hope you can see my screen. Hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, so you can use this app, upload the image, and then once you upload the image, you see remove background. You remove the background and
Yes,
then
you can.
download the image and continue. Okay, so that is that for that one. That was just to show you how to remove backgrounds. Okay, so now this is a sample of how you can create your LinkedIn banner. So I've given everyone access. I've dropped the link to this, so you can always make a copy of this. So when I say make a copy of it, so when I say make a copy of it, I mean when you come here, hope you can all see my design. You can see my screen, right? When you come here and you click on these three dots, no. Come on, come on. It's taking longer. So when you click on that, okay, so it's up now. When you come there, you click on your projects, you would see your design. Then to make a copy, so you don't have to mess up Bokola's design. You just come here and you see the options of opening a new tab, you see details and make a copy. So you just make a copy of it. And then from here, you can still download, you can still share and all of that because you have editor's access. You can do this. Now, from the design, you can also download. So for a laptop, you can download by still loading. It's taking a while. Okay, so this is still loading, but then by by first let's let's name this as LinkedIn banner. LinkedIn banner sample. Okay, so this is just a sample. You can go ahead and create yours. Remember, it should resonate with the kind of picture you are using. Now, to download it, you'd come here, click on share, you come here, and then you click on this download. When you click on download, there are many options. You can download as JPEG. So this is just a picture. So you download it as a picture. When you use this option, you use this option for when you are downloading a logo. So something that does not need background, that's when you use this option. But when you need background, like in this case of banner, you use the option of JPEG, which is picture. But if you are talking of logo, you go for PNG. If you are talking of a document or a slide, you go for PDFs. And then the option of videos and all of that, PowerPoint presentation, you can use that. So for this particular one, you go for this. And when you choose that, now we have a lot of pages here. So you have to be exact on what page you want. So for instance, I would like to download page 2. So for this page 2, okay, for instance, let's say I want to download page 1. Page 1. Before I download, one thing I should do is try to look at it in a clearer view. So how would I see that? There are two ways I can see it. One is on a laptop, I can do Control or Alt P. So Control Alt P is presents on Canva. So with that option, I get to see it. If I am presenting this on a big screen, how will it look? So I get to see it bolder and clearer. So if I'm satisfied with this, I'll just click on Escape, ESC on your laptop, and it goes back to how it was. Then, if If I am satisfied with that, I'll just click on download, and then I already know this is page 1, so I just go there and click on page 1, just page 1. I'll unselect and just click on page 1 to download just that page. Or since I am here, I can say current page and just click on it, current page. Once I'm done with that, I download. Can download it, click on that and download. It will save to my document. Now there is a function of where you can just share the public link. So when we say public link, people will get to view that your design as if it is online. So they just view it. They cannot download it, they cannot edit it, they'll just be viewing it as a normal slide. So you can copy that public link from here, and that public link would have a Canva logo on it. So you just click here, you create that public link and copy from here. You can decide to use Bitly to shorten it before you share it with people. So that is that on how you can create your banner. So Bukola, you said you're using a phone, right?
Yes, I'm using a phone.
Okay. Okay, so can you share your phone screen?
Yes, I can.
Share the design.
Okay.
So just like other Google tools, you can access your Canva from Chrome. So you don't necessarily have to download Canva on your phone, and just use it from the web version. Okay, so
Can you see
when
my screen?
yes, I can see it. Okay, so just like we had on the laptop, we have design elements, text, gallery. So when we say gallery, it's the same thing as upload. Then the text, we already tried that. Elements and designs, the same thing. So we have brands and upload, just the same function, just a difference of the placement. Now to download on a phone, you have this tab, this arrow facing down, and the dash. So you use that to download. And then I also wanted to show you that whenever you are on a Canva design and you click on that design, please click again. And you click on that design, it will show you how many people are on that design at that time. So here you have BU, which is me, Better Tenant. Then we have Bokola here. So we have 2 people on this design. So from here, you can know who has access to that your design, who is collaborating with you at the time. And then aside that, every other thing on the phone is the same way with what we have on the laptop. So you can replace, you can adjust, select. It's just a difference of the placement. Every other tool is the same. You can download. Then um to make it present is this arrow facing up. You just click on that and it will present, which is our Control Alt P. Okay, so is there any question on that? How to create banner? Any question on that? Okay. Okay, thank God there is no question. Oh, there is a question. Charity, please unmute and ask your question, please.
So my problem is I've been trying to use the Canva, but I don't know, it's not doing.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, what? I've been trying to use the Canva, but I'm not getting it right.
You've been trying
You've been
to
trying to use Canva for the portfolio.
okay. So
Okay, so
you've not created
you've
an
not
account
created an
number
account number
before, right?
before, right? I've created.
So now
So
what's
now, what
can you share your
can you
screen
see
and
your
try it?
screen
Let's
and
see
try
what
it
the
to see what
problem
the
is.
problem is? Alright now.
Okay. Is there
Okay.
any
Is
other
there
question
any other
while she's trying to
while she's
share her
trying
screen?
to
Is there
share?
any other
Is there
question?
any other?
Okay.
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 So since there is no other question, I'd like everyone to create a personalized banner. So personalized banner, adding the things you'd like to show up on your LinkedIn. So it can be virtual assistants, social media. Remember that virtual assistants and social media are related. So probably you've learned social media at a point. You can add it. You can have social media, virtual assistants, and any other thing you want to add. Following. So now, what was your question? You couldn't open it or what? Charity, it's opening now.
Trying to make a design, but it seems those features on the laptop are not there on the phone. That's why.
You can't
You
make a
can't make
design.
a
That's all you
design.
need.
That's all you need. Yes, no.
Okay, go
Okay,
back to
go
it.
back to it. Yes. No. This one is a template.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
let it
Let
load.
it load.
Still on. I'm struggling to see
Starting
your
to
screen.
see it.
Okay, now
Okay.
where you
Now
have
where you
something
have
that looks
something that
like
looks like
a
a
house,
house,
click on it
click on
up
it
there.
up there. Yes.
So that's
So
your
that's your
network.
network.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is your
So this
home
is your
page.
home
From here
page.
you
From
can
here you can
create.
create.
Down here you have
Down here
create.
you have space.
You can click on
You can
that,
click on that,
or you can
or
just
you can just
click on
click
search
on
template
search
and decide
template
what
and
kind
decide
of
what
design
kind
you
of
want to
design you
create.
want to create.
You type it
You
there and
type it there
give
and
you a
give
template
you
you
a
can work
template you
with.
can work with.
Then
Then
this other
this
one, your
other one,
design
your
is
design
designs you've done.
is done.
Then the template
Then
is
the
just
template
sample
is just
templates you
sample
can
template you
use.
can use.
Just try to
Just
explore
try
all
to
of that
explore all of
option.
that. Alright now.
Charity, that's what
Charity,
you
that's
needed,
what you
right?
needed, right? Yes, now.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, Okay, so in the absence of any other question, I believe we all understand today's class. So create a personalized LinkedIn banner. If you already have, try to build on what you have. So good night, everyone. Have an amazing weekend.
Good night, ma.
Good night. Good night.